Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is about 6:30 a.m. I have never in my life gotten up this early to film, but I wanted to do a wear test today. I'm going to do a wear test of the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Broad Spectrum SPF 15 Sunscreen Foundation. My shade is in medium tan. I did do an initial first impressions of this when I did a full face of trying new makeup. The first time that I wore this, I wore it with the e.l.f. Grip Primer that I also used in that first impressions, and I noticed when I first applied the foundation, I didn't like the initial application, but throughout the day, I noticed that my skin just looked better and better. I had kind of a glass-like finish. My skin looked really smooth. The foundation, my makeup as a whole was wearing really well. Even after several hours, I didn't have that oily breakthrough that I normally have. So I wanted to test this on its own to see what kind of a wear I actually got. You know, when you're combining a bunch of new products that you never used before, you know, you don't know for sure which product is doing what. So we're going to do a full day wear test. I don't have any primer on. I've just done my basic skincare. I do have my oil control cream that I usually put on, the one from Zuri that I get from Shop Missy. But as far as a primer, starting off, you know, base, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation to one half of my face and see how that looks, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so that is the foundation applied to one half of my face. I have a decent amount of coverage. This is a light to medium. It's more of a tinted moisturizer, so it's not like a full coverage or anything. Initial application looks okay. It's not the best finish of any foundation that I've ever put down. The foundation, it pretty much looks the same when I first applied it in my first impressions, but like I said, we're going to wear this throughout the day and just kind of see what it looks like. I'm going to do the other half of my face, finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and we'll do our first check-in. Alright, so I finished off my makeup. I did set everything down with powder, but I will say that the foundation did set down a little bit on its own before I even set it down with powder, and it's looking pretty good so far. It's not looking too bad or horrible or anything. I'm going to do 2 check-ins throughout the day and then one final check-in this evening, but so far everything is looking pretty good. All right guys, it's about 11 a.m. so it's been about 5 hours. This is my first official check-in. So far everything is looking okay. I am starting to have a little bit of shine kind of coming through, but it's not really breaking up, which is good. Overall, it is still looking pretty nice. Kind of liking how it's looking. It's not looking as good as it did when I put it over that e.l.f. Grip Primer, so I'm starting to think that the finish and the overall wear that I got on that day was because of that primer, but we will see how this continues to go through the rest of the day. I'm going to do one more, at least plan on doing one more check-in in like the next couple of hours, and then do a final check-in at the end. All right, so we are doing our final check-in. I had planned on doing one in between the last one and this one, but I just didn't have time, so we're going to go ahead and call it a day and make this our last check-in. It's been about 8.5 hours. It's 3:30, so I've had this on for about 8.5 hours. I think that's long enough to determine, you know, what the wear time is going to be like. As you can see, the oily shine is definitely breaking through, but there were no claims about oil control or mattifying, so I wasn't really expecting that. As far as the foundation itself, it actually looks pretty good. When you consider the fact that my face is like super shiny right now, it's not like breaking up all over the place or anything. It actually still looks pretty decent when you know, considering the fact that I do have like super oily skin. Definitely not the results though that I got when I wore this the first time with that e.l.f. Super Grip Primer. When I wore it the first time with that primer, my face was smooth. It was almost glass-like. I hardly had any kind of shine coming through at all. I didn't have to touch up at all throughout the day. Just a reminder, I didn't put on a primer. I did set down with my loose setting powder. I did not do a setting spray. If you have like normal to dry skin, I think this will work fine for you, you know, without really doing anything to it. But if you have combination oily skin like me, I would definitely suggest doing a mattifying primer, making sure your T-zone, all those places are set down with powder, and then giving your face, a good spritz with a mattifying setting spray, long wear setting spray, something like that, just to give it really good wear time. Overall, is it a foundation to write home about? No, I do have other like skin tint type moisturizers, type foundations that I like, including the one from Fenty. My lunch just finished. I'm having a late lunch. I'm just now getting home. I'm very, very hungry. But as I was saying, the Fenty skin tint, that is one of my absolute favorites. It's nothing to write home about. It's not a horrible finish. It does look nice. I've had foundations that looked worse. All in all, I think it was a good wear test. If I was wearing a mattifying primer, if I had my setting spray kind of touching up throughout the day, I think it would look pretty good. So that's it for this video. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, join my little family, and make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help my channel. Don't forget to tap that notification bell so you get notified of any videos coming up in the future. And also, don't forget to follow me on my other socials. All the links will be down in the description box below. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.